The unresolved geopolitical status of Taiwan is the single largest single point of failure risk to the modern global economy. Taiwan produces 60% of global semiconductors and 90% of advanced chips used in AI. A blockade would sever these flows, triggering $1.6 trillion in annual revenue losses and a $2 trillion disruption to global markets. The foundation of the global tech economy is acutely vulnerable to friction in the Taiwan Strait. This supply chain is governed by an ambiguous and highly contested diplomatic reality. Beijing's One China principle demands absolute legal finality, asserting non-negotiable sovereignty over the island. The West maintains a separate One China policy. It uses strategic ambiguity to acknowledge Beijing's claims without endorsing them, leaving Taiwan's status officially undetermined. Corporate entities must operate in the gap between Beijing's demand for control and the West's reliance on this unsettled status. Beijing is now using international institutions to systematically erase that protective ambiguity. Diplomatic efforts increasingly claim that a 1971 document, UN General Assembly Resolution 2758, settled Taiwan's status as part of the People's Republic. The actual text of the resolution focuses strictly on which government holds the Chinese seat at the UN. It contains no ruling on the sovereignty of Taiwan. This legal strategy has successfully blocked Taiwan from participating in international bodies governing global health and aviation safety. Beijing's positioning creates gaps in global governance while raising the diplomatic price for any nation or entity engaging with Taipei. Despite its formal diplomatic isolation on the world stage, Taiwan remains an indispensable, highly active node in the global supply chain. To maintain trade, Taipei relies on Trade and Investment Framework Agreements, TIFAs, to secure market access and intellectual property rights without triggering political alarms. Frameworks like the Global Cooperation and Training Framework also bypass UN restrictions, allowing Taiwan to leverage its tech expertise in bilateral partnerships. But as Beijing shifts from accommodation to economic embargoes and military exercises, these unofficial channels are narrowing. The historical ambiguity that once protected these routes is under active strain. Navigating this highly complex environment requires acknowledging Taiwan's undefined legal status while actively preparing for intensified cross-strait economic friction.